Hey, welcome to Tarmac. I'm Dave.
I'm Matthew, and today we've got the Hyundai Venue in what's frankly the perfect venue.
That's right, we've headed down to Shakespeare Park and to take a look at Hyundai's small baby SUV. Being the baby in the family has meant that it has got a lot of attention. Hyundai have thrown a lot of stuff at this vehicle. Let's take a look. When organising any event, whether it's an intimate meal for two or a huge party, sure, the people that you invite are obviously important, but so's the venue. It's got to be right for you. It's got to have the right mood, and it's also have all the stuff that you really want in it. And that's exactly what the Hyundai Venue is all about. Let's take a closer look. Up front we have the new trademark Hyundai grille, but it's also cascading, and this one, because it's the Elite model, comes with black and chrome, as does the chrome surround on the DRLs, which in this Elite model are actually LEDs. This LED DRL lighting is awesome at night. I'll see if I can show you that now. It also comes with projector headlights, which obviously light the way in front. Other stuff around, this is the two-tone body colour, so you'll see all these accents around are in this lime green. I don't know, it really is stand out. It's the type of vehicle you're not going to miss in a car park or a shopping car park. Round the side, again, lime green accents around because of the Elite model on here, also on the side mirrors here. They're actually heated, 17-inch alloys, and I don't know, there's quite a nice effect to them. The whole body, or the whole side of the car, in lengthwise is just over 4 meters, 4.01, something like that. So it is the smallest in the family, or the SUV family right now, whereas the Kona is 4.4 meters or something like that. Again, a standout lime green roof with nice solid roof rails. It's pretty cool. Round the rear, funky LED tail lights, again with more accents around. You know, Hyundai accent, you should know where that's coming from. And also inside the boot space, a rather neat 355 litres of trunk space back here, and also a little hidden cubicle that has the space saver. What's really cool here also is the parcel shelf. A quick unclip here. And it slides all the way down here. Look at that. Very funky. Let's take a look at the engine. A 1.6 litre 16 valve engine, 90 kilowatts, 151 newton meters of torque, and also sips fuel at 7.2 litres per 100 kilometers. Not bad. Could do with a little bit more power though, to be honest. Let's take a look inside and Matthew will show you around.
The exterior, as Dave just showed you, is full of these little pops of color and I guess contrast tones, but this interior is a little bit more dull than that, though Hyundai does give you the option to spec this, basically these different colored air vent trims, and you also get an outline of all the buttons in that different color that you spec, and you also get contrast stitching and a little bit of seat graphics in that contrast color as well. It's a nice little touch that gives each car its individuality. That means there's about 1 million different combinations you can have the Venue in terms of exterior and interior colors. Apart from those pops of color, things get a little bit more dull in terms of the materials. Everything is sort of quite hard and fairly textured as well, not too friendly on your nails. Even this stuff on the dashboard is not as soft, but gives a little bit of a texture to it. There is plenty of storage space in the Venue. It's the perfect sort of city car, so it should have everything that a city person needs, I guess, in terms of space. There's space for your phone here with a little bit of a grip pad so it doesn't swish around everywhere. It also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto actually. You can connect through that through the USBs over there. There's 2 cup holders here for your morning coffee. Good size storage cubby under here as well, with a little bit of a soft mat, so you can put, I guess, something glass and it won't get scratched. That's kind of cool. This is pretty interesting though. There's a little tray over here for the passengers. I guess you could put a phone or something in there, but it's a nice little touch. Good size glove box as well. The infotainment unit here is a little bit small, but it's easy to see and very well laid out, frankly, for when you're driving. It's easy to get used to, and it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Actually, for a car of this category, that's a pretty nice feature. And of course, if you're not quite so comfortable using all the touchscreen stuff, you can fiddle around with these buttons, and that controls that as well. You can press the home button to get to this screen, and setup will take you to all the different option menus. Now, looking at the steering wheel and the instrument cluster here, the steering wheel is actually leather wrapped. That's a cool touch because this is the Elite model, so you should feel a little bit more elite. The dials have a nice blue sort of downlighting through them, which gives a nice contrast to that black background. And you have a little diagram of a venue over there with the doors open. Now, this instrument cluster isn't lit up with all the safety features right now, but when it does, you get lane departure warning, you get blind spot monitoring, you get cross traffic alert as well. It's actually jam-packed with safety features for a car in this category. That's really excellent. But the Venue is also, as much as it is a safe car, it's also a practical car. So let's go in the back and take a look at the space there. Now, the Venue is not a large car by any means of the term, but the boxy sort of look on the outside does mean it has quite a bit of space on the inside here. This seat is as far back as it will go, and my knees are up against it, but I'm not uncomfortable in that sense. I've got plenty of footroom down below, and because of the boxy shape, a fairly tall person like me, I don't want to be that over optimistic, has got quite a bit of headroom as well, more than a hand space. You could easily get 2 adults across the back here. 3 will be a bit of a struggle if I'm honest, but if you've got kids in the back here, what's going to be a bit more of a struggle, if you like, is the fact that there's nothing for them to play around with over here. There's no AC vents, no USB chargers, and the bottle holders on the side can barely fit a decent sized bottle for a road trip in them. But again, this is a city car, so most of your time is probably going to be spent in the front. But before we go there, I've heard that you can actually make a Phil Collins song using the plastics in the back here. So let's give that a go. Can you feel it in the air tonight? Alright, enough of that. Let's take it for a drive.
So Hyundai as a brand has definitely got probably more than their fair share of SUVs at the moment, as well as obviously normal cars. But the Santa Fe is one of their standouts. You know, the Tucson is great. So to add another one, it has to be kind of special. And with a name like Venue, it really is somewhere that you want to visit.
It's sort of, if you're wondering where it fits, Hyundai have the Kona and then they have everything above that Dave just covered. Well, the Venue fits just under the Kona there. So it's sort of a city compact SUV, and it's got enough space in here for 4 adults and a bit of luggage, but it's your everyday sort of driver's car.
Yeah, I mean, it really does go around its business very well. And also, I mean, you went to the launch, and so you understand more about it actually than I do, but it's very, very complete. You know, the safety that comes with it, the blind spot, the rear cross traffic for reversing, even when you reverse it, the windscreen wiper or the rear wiper comes on just to make sure that your visibility is good, as well as the camera. So there's a lot going on for such a small vehicle.
And it definitely is packed with safety technology as well. Really quite a bit, in fact, for a car in this class. But what's really surprising, in fact, is often with cars like these, they're just called SUVs in name, but just that a hatchback that's lifted up. But we, on the launch, actually drove this car on a gravel road, and I hadn't turned the traction mode on. There is a traction mode on here, we'll get to that in a bit, but the grip was really good, and the way it handled and the amount of noise that came into the cabin, it felt really at home, surprisingly, on that very, very rough surface. And this Australian New Zealand model has had its suspension tuned actually for our supposedly rougher roads.
See, I told you he knows more than I do. The traction control that Matthew's talking about, it is a front wheel drive only, but they've got a sand, snow and wet mode that just offers more traction to get you out of those. I mean, you're not going to go extreme off-road in this vehicle, but just enough to, I know, to get you out of that little bit of trouble. So it does, I mean, it does disperse some of the wheel play and make sure that you can get out of, yeah, some fairly tight stuff.
Enabling that means it just plays around with the gearbox and the throttle control system and all that stuff to give you the most torque to basically get out of trouble.
That's basically what I said. Anyway, drivability, it's good. I mean, it's the engine's not the most powerful in the segment, and you know, it is a bit more noise, more bark than bite, but it's not out of the water. You know, you're not left going, I really need more. 170 millimeters off the ground, so it is elevated, as Matthew said. So again, you can go onto a bit of grass, you can go probably onto the beach a little bit. It's just got that, I don't know, that feeling of safety because your ride height's that little bit better. It's, as Dave said, very much more at home in city zones and in those 50k sort of zones. It's a little bit strained on the motorway. It is, you know, still a fairly large, small SUV, if you like, and that one large, small SUV.
We just keep on inventing new terms, just like companies keep on inventing new cars. And the 1.6 liter engine does struggle to get it up to speed on a motorway, but again, it's very much a city car. It's very comfortable in that sort of environment, and the steering is super light, frankly, so maneuverability, again, not a problem. I like the funky colours. I like the fact that you will be able to find it in any car park on any time of the day. I like the DRLs. You know, the light up so strongly in the dark. It's unmistakable, that sort of framework around. There's a lot I like about this vehicle, to be honest. It's a bit scratchy, but it is priced to be comfortable in that scratchy material area. Exactly. I mean, for this price, you should expect to have that stuff, and it's actually so much of a bonus that it comes with so many of these quirky little colors and touches and shapes, as well as the really unique looking DRLs that Dave talked about in the front. Give it that individuality, and the funky colors as well. You can customize this in so many different ways as far as the color goes, so whatever takes your fancy, basically, you can have it with this Venue. Yeah, and also lots of stuff on the steering wheel to control everything. You know, it's good. Nice feel about the steering wheel. The leather covering is good. You're not going to throw it into corners. It's not that type of vehicle. You're not going to win any drag races. You're going to have a nice, pleasant family drive, and going to be able to comfortably take it away for the weekend to virtually anywhere you want. It will go up a mountain. It's going to need chains, but on the whole, very, very enjoyable. Maybe if Hyundai put an N badge on the back, you could throw it into a few corners. So there you have it, Hyundai's new small SUV, the Venue. It's fully loaded and very, very safe and secure. It's quite a boxy looking thing, but it's got a cool, unusual style to it, and it's infinitely customizable. It's a cool little city car.
It's definitely very funky. I couldn't agree more. Thanks for watching.
Make sure you subscribe.
And we'll see you next time.